we're back. We got Danny Hallinan here. He's a comic. He's a good friend. He's a fucking fellow New Yorker.
Gang.
And yeah, man. We were talking about the Bronx. I want to talk about the Bronx in New York because I'm from Brooklyn. You're from the Bronx.
Yeah.
As a kid growing up, my dad was always like, and you know, I'm white and Jewish. He's like, do whatever you can to stay out of the Bronx.
That's hilarious. I mean, it's not that bad.
I mean, I'll be honest, dude. I drive through the Bronx now, and I have. There are certain areas where, and I'm not like scared pretty much anywhere, but there are certain areas where I'm just like, I think it's I don't know where the fuck I am. Like I know where I'm at in Queens.
It's a little bit of that. I feel like there's a lot of parts of Brooklyn where it's like not dangerous, but you're like if you're lost, you're like oh.
I mean, dude, if you're lost in Brownsville or East New York,
yeah, exactly, you're gonna be scared. But like,
yeah.
I'm going to East New York. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not afraid, but I do know it ain't great. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I'm not going to have two headphones in. You know what I mean? Like an asshole.
Cannot. Yeah, dude.
And I know I look like a cop. You know? Like, so, now with my, I don't know, dude. I get cops so much.
I mean, I guess I could see it a little bit. I get cop a lot, too.
I'm a DT, bro. I'm undercover.
That's what they say to me. Some fucking dude looks at me, he goes, you got resting cop face.
That's hilarious.
I was like, I don't know.
I mean, you do.
A little bit, right?
Yeah. It's just you have a nice face.
But the cops are fucking, dude. I see these cops. You know how many, there's a lot of women cops now, dude.
I mean,
a ton, and they're all hot.
They got to hire them. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a bunch of the cops that they said they weren't supposed to hire. They lied on their background checks and shit.
Oh, that they were like arrested?
Yeah. No. Like there was cops that were on the job.
Okay.
They got the job. They've been a cop for like a year and a half, right? It was like out of the last class.
Yeah.
And they had lied or they did something on their background check. And they were like essentially fired or put on probation. And then a judge was like, no, you can't fire them. So now they're back on the job. Wow. I guess it's pending investigation, but.
I guess, yeah, it shit takes a while.
Gotta love it. But yeah, it is funny when you see like a cop. I don't know if you saw it. It went a little viral, but she was like rapping like at some street festival. That's cool.
I thought there was one, I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that. I saw one that was like, just stacked, just fucking like.
I mean,
she looked good, and like the guy was driving by and was like trying to pick her up, and she was smiling and shit.
I mean, yeah, there's some gorgeous cops out there, you
Dude,
know what I mean? But they're paying well, I guess. You know?
I don't know. I mean, I would never want to be a cop. Like,
no, definitely not now.
Not now. Like back in the day, maybe, but
you know, before cameras. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A little street justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I just got it's Chris Rock has a bit on that where he's like, he goes, cops aren't beating up people more. He goes, there's just more cameras.
Yeah, exactly. You're just getting caught.
Yeah.
Well, that's the I mean, I feel like that's with everything. I feel like that's why things are getting out of control is because, like, yo, I can't. Like, some guys, you're like, I just got to. Somebody puts hands on your sister.
Yeah.
You got to kick his ass.
100%. There's no. Yeah.
But it's like, there's cameras everywhere. I'm going to get charged. But, you know what I mean? Like, for example, somebody put their hands on my aunt back in the day.
Okay.
My father is the oldest of 9.
Okay.
It's 4 boys and like 5 girls or vice versa. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They went and kicked this guy's door down and beat the living shit out of him.
Do
you think he ever touched my aunt again? No.
That's the way it should be, though. That's the way it should. Like, there's certain things where you're like, you gotta like. I understand there needs to be, order and shit. But, yo, when that happens, sometimes you got to allow the person to sort of figure it out, I think. Like, yo, if someone hits your sister or your wife or something, like, you got to be like, you know what? We got to turn our head and let them fuck this guy up.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does happen. But, when there's, like, a bunch of witnesses and it really depends on out here, it definitely happens.
Oh, out here.
In the Bronx, it definitely happens.
Yes, 100%.
But, like, in Manhattan, you ain't going to...
Dude,
it's not happening, bro.
There was
maybe in the Heights, you know what I'm saying? But
in the Heights, 100%, I would think it would happen. In Manhattan, there's no fucking way. You can't do anything now. You can't jump a turnstile. You saw the fucking video of the kids subway surfing. They had the cop drone, and they found 3 kids subway surfing on the drone, and they were able to ID them. And it's like
from the drone,
from the fucking drone.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Well, I mean, those kids are dumb for doing that. But.
I mean, here's the thing. I have a very, very specific take on that. If you're gonna, I think we should allow anyone who wants to subway surf because there's no reason they should be reproducing. They should fucking whatever happens to them is fine.
This is the thing. Like then they bleed on people. You know what I mean? Like, you're thinking like, don't kill the kid. I don't want the blood on my car. You know what I'm saying? It's on an elevated train.
But dude, with the way
if we were in a tunnel, you know what I'm saying? The mess is down there. Leave it for the rats. You know what I mean? They're gonna
the rats will clean that shit up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The cities heal itself. You know?
But you know what? I think it's fine if the blood gets on there because then if it rains, dude, the way the subways flood, it's like whatever. Like, the blood will get washed off. You seen the couple
I know,
weeks
but
ago?
I'm talking about my car.
Your car.
You're driving under the L. You know what I'm saying?
And then just
just brain matter hits you. You know what I mean? Like, I remember there was one Thanksgiving up in the Bronx. Some guy killed himself like the morning of Thanksgiving, threw himself in front of the train, 231st Street and Broadway on the one line.
At least it was a holiday.
Yeah, it was. I mean, literally, my uncle, who's a paramedic, when I said that, he's like, yeah, I knew about it. He's like, I heard about it because he was on the job.
Yeah.
And then he's like, 'tis the season. Because people get sad around the holidays. You know what I mean? That's when you're like, oh, I'm alone.
Yeah.
And that's when things happen.
Oh, man.
But listen, I don't want the brain matter on my car.
I don't blame you.
Or on me. What if I'm walking, I got groceries. You're coming home. You forgot the pie for Thanksgiving. Your mother's going to kill you. You don't have any. You got the last pie at the food town. Brain matter on the pie. I'm kicking that guy. If his head comes down, I'm punting it down the street. You understand me? Who do you think you are? Woo!
Dude, that's what I love about you, man. You have the fucking nobody else that I know has the energy that you has. Like when you get on stage, dude, you're ready. You're like a bull, dude.
Listen, it's not good for my blood pressure, but
no, but it's good for comedy though. Who gives a shit about your blood pressure?
Hey man, I'm getting booked here and there. You know,
dude.
I'm just happy.
Me and Joe were talking about it. We were like, yo, Danny Hallinan, you come in literally like you know how I'm not jerking you off. I swear to God, I would tell you if I thought you sucked, I wouldn't have even told you to come here.
I wouldn't have told you where I lived.
Yeah, when you came up, you're like, dude, I'm robbing you. This is.
You didn't want to invite me for the podcast because you thought I was going to case your joints, okay?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's just well renovated. You don't have anything of value.
No,
here.
I got nothing in here, dude. I got books.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly. It. Look, you're so short you can't even put stuff on your top shelf. He has all his family photos at eye level and nothing above that. You could have put like empty bottles of liquor or something for fucking.
I can't. You're the only person to notice that.
Yeah, you know why? Because I look up. You have Gerbo. Midget. You know what I mean? You guys all are Keebler L's. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right.
There's not been one tall person in this apartment. That's a good point. Dude, your head will probably hit that fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can fix it for you. It's all kilter.
I can't reach it, dude. Please.
While you're here,
I got some light bulbs that need to be changed, dude.
Yeah. How many Harrisons does it take to change a light bulb?
Dude,
obviously 2.5.
Fucking exactly, man.
Anyways.
But nah, dude, you come in with that like straight up bull, like with its fucking nuts tied off, ready, and you're kicking. Like, you know how, like, in Spain, that's what they do. They tie the bull's nuts, and he starts fucking going crazy every time, and you just don't let up. And I think that's part of, being a New Yorker. Like, you got this. There's a craziness. I have it, too. It's obviously much more contained because I'm a little guy.
No, I get it from my dad. That's all, like, my dad.
My dad's a screamer also.
Yeah. He's a big yeller. You know what I mean?
And,
like, it goes from 0 to 100. Like, for example, I'm going to give you a funny story. My dad, I was going down the St. Patrick's Day parade, and he's like, nah, I don't want, don't go. Just go to school or whatever, And he's like, you know what? Your Uncle Kevin, he went down to the St. Patrick's Day parade once, and then with his buddies on the train. And when they're on the train, they know a bunch of, he said, moolies.
Oh, he said moolies. Oh, my God.
That was the first time
he's
I heard that
Italian,
word.
Right?
He's not. He's Irish.
That's crazy.
But you're from New York. We got Yiddish, Spanish, Italian, everything in the house. We're flowing anything we can. If he knew Chinese, he'd be fucking
he'd be
cursing
doing
me
Chinese slurs.
Bro, if he worked with a nice Chinese guy, he would be fucking cursing me out in Chinese.
Yeah.
But he's like, so then a bunch of hooligans, I'm not going to say it again, got on. And your uncle's friends left him on the train. And then he was holding onto the pole, and they were beating the shit out of him. And then they sliced his face. My uncle has a big scar on his face. They sliced him. Anyway, so you shouldn't go to the St. Patrick's Day.
That's what that was. Like, don't go to.
Yeah.
What year was that?
When did it happen?
Yeah. It had to be like the 80s when the train was still unsafe.
It was probably like 1982 or something.
Yeah, no one's fucking slicing faces on the St. Patty's Day parade anymore.
Well, maybe now, but like still like. Also, nobody's bothering me, usually.
Dude, you'd have to be out of your fucking mind to bother you. You'd have to be out of your mind.
The only guy who's ever bothered me literally had just taken a hit of a crack pipe. So it's like, I get it.
And at that point, that guy would be a tough fight.
Well, yeah, that's just like a guy like, I just want to get off the train so we can keep moving. I don't need an emergency brake pull. You know what I mean?
None of that shit.
There goes my night. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a pussy, so it's okay.
But, dude, even if you are a pussy, like, how tall are you?
6'4" and change.
6'4". You have to be nuts to fight them. That's 6'4", dude. Like,
I mean, listen, it would hurt. You know what I mean? Them, but like, I don't want to hurt nobody.
I know you
I'm
don't.
a nice guy.
You're a sweetheart, dude.
I'm so nice.
That I know, dude. You're
just
fucking,
the energy. You know what I mean? That's it.
But that's you need that in New York in general. I think you have to have a little.
Yeah, you got to be okay with like confrontation.
Yeah, you got to be like, yo, what's up? And be a little animated and be sort of ready, even if it's all a fucking front.
Yeah.
I mean, me, dude, I walk around like I fucking, I know how little I am, but I'm like, I gotta make myself like a fucking, like a bird.
I'm the big dick at the Willy Wonka factory.
Dude, I have to. I'm like, yo, I'm an easy fucking target.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So you have to. I kind of walk like I have like a. Like I'm bigger than I am, but I know I'm like, oh god,
Warriors.
dude.
That's what you've been dressing like.
It's fucking. It's you need it, and I think in comedy, being a New Yorker, you have being animated. Like, dude, the guys from the Midwest are not coming up there with that energy. They're doing the, what the fuck is it? What's his name? The guy, he started the alt comedy movement. They're all very kind of like monotone, and they say something wild, but in a very flat tone. And I like something that's theatrical. I like big. I like fucking, and that's every time. It's like I see you do that, and when you get heated about some shit, that I know that feeling, dude.
Yeah.
When you're like,
It's
no,
fun.
fuck you. The pizza's better downtown, dude.
Yeah, it's fun. Also, I went to Johnny's near.
Oh, that's right. You didn't like it?
It's all right.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I'll take you to Upside Pizza. They got like 4
I've
locations.
been to Upside.
And they're slinging better pizza than Johnny's.
Dude, fuck
Listen, you go to Johnny's, like, oh, for $4, I'll put hot honey on it, burrata, pesto. Give me just a good slice. Why you got to upcharge me? I'm paying for like 3 slices worth of toppings on a slice of pizza. Just serve the pizza. I'm
Dude,
sorry.
I got the fucking regular there, and it was delicious.
I got the regular. I got the vodka.
So
They gave me the little Parmesan on top as a freebie because they're like, we don't want this guy coming back in. It was okay.
all right, I'll tell you about Upside. I know you said Upside. I've
You
had
went
Upside.
there.
So I brought someone from Chicago who's like, the pizza's better in Chicago. I was like, you're fucking nuts.
Yeah,
I
shit
brought.
on them. You got to take her to Mama's too.
Mama's 2 is a great fucking slice, dude. It's great.
Especially like you want a little square,
The square
little
is
thick,
very good.
little thick, John.
Yeah.
For a Chicagoan, you know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. She had Upside, and she tasted the pizza, and she goes, "This is much better." And as Upside, we were just passing by. I was like, "You want a slice? Let's get a fucking slice."
I think it's just the dough. They do a sourdough.
That's right. You said that.
It's the edge. You know what I'm saying? It's just that. And then when you get the thick square with the pepperoni, the good pepperoni that be curling up.
Okay, keep going.
Hey. Take it easy. Listen, that square, and then the crust with the cheese. It's like they put like it looks like a tsunami of cheese coming over of just the crust, and it's like, anyways. Shout out to them,
dude. That's so. Mama's 2. Well, here's the thing about Chicago pizza that I learned. I didn't know this. I went out there, and she took me to get Chicago pizza. And I was like, I don't want a fucking deep dish. And she goes, no, you idiot. She goes, deep dish is not Chicago pizza. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, everyone from out of town thinks that Chicago pizza is deep dish. It's not. It's actually like almost like flatbread.
The bar pie kind of thing, like super thin.
Super thin. And for me, I was like, it's better than deep dish. But I was like, this is not better than New York. This is a fucking flatbread. It's a pita. It's not fucking pizza. So
sometimes I do like a good bar pie. That's like, see, like up in Westchester, they got this thing, Colony Grill.
Okay.
And they do like a bar pie, but it's like so thin in the crust, like it has the cheese on the crust on the outside, but there is no real crust like hold on to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Is it like that, or is there a crust?
It's like that. It's like that.
It like goes all the way to the edge. The cheese goes all the way to the edge.
Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? And they cut it. The way they cut it was like squares. They took a circle pie and turned it into like little.
Like a Domino's cut.
Yeah, like this. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And the other thing is that people from out of town don't eat pizza the way we eat pizza. I fold that shit. A lot of people like hold it flat and open, like they eat it just regular. Yeah. I fold that shit because if you're gonna eat pizza, usually walk in and eat.
For science, I do eat the pizza sometimes flat.
Okay.
If I don't want the grease
for
to
science.
Just for science. I'm trying to give you a scientific fact right now. If you don't want the grease to drip out the back on you,
flat will do that.
You hold it flat so that you're not squeezing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Dave Portnoy it doesn't fold the pizza either. Like a lot of people, they judge like if it flops, then it's no good. But I don't know. I've had flop pizza that's still fucking
Boston.
good. Fucking that dude. I mean, I like him.
I do like some of his shit, but then other times I'm like, all right.
Yeah, like when he got angry about that guy hating the Jews, I was like, what's wrong with him? I love him.
Well, I was in his bar. I'd be upset.
No, I was pissed. I mean, I didn't even know Dave Portnoy was a Jew.
Yeah, he's a sneaky one.
Dude, you would have
those
never.
Boston Jews, they're Irish.
Dude, yeah, that's the thing. I was
it's like Bronx Irish, they're Jewish.
That's true, dude. It's fucking crazy, man. But
Don't come after me. That was a joke.
No one's
no,
no
I
one
don't want the
watches
Irish
this.
in the Bronx to come after
Oh,
me.
they'll
Woodlawn's
fucking.
gonna be looking for me. They're like, "What do you mean I'm Jewish?"
They're gonna come at you with fucking piano wire,
Yeah.
dude. But yeah, no, Irish don't want to be called Jews, man. No one wants to be called a Jew.
I have no problem with it. I've been mistaken for Jewish a lot as well because I had like the fro. And
You got the Jew fro.
before I had the beard and everything. As a kid, they'd be coming up to me with the lemon and the palm frond for Sukkot.
Bro.
But you Jewish? I'm like, unfortunately, no. I'm not chosen.
I lie about it.
I'm gonna burn. You know.
It's. I've done it a couple times, but sometimes I'm just like, nah, I'm not, because I'm like, I don't have time for this. I don't got time to pray. I gotta be to where
I don't got time for forgotten holiday.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to bring it back. You know what I mean? That's what they're trying to do, which I respect.
Well, they're also doing it for themselves because it's like a mitzvah for them. It's like a thing of like, oh, the more people I get to do this, the better God.
It's like the what is that? Fuck, I'm sorry.
No, what?
Church of Latter-day Saints? What are they? Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, yeah. The more we get,
they be logging their
it's like points.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Fucking tally mark that
because
shit.
they only think 144,000 people are going to make it into heaven.
Is that it?
Yeah, because they're going off of Revelation where it says the 144,000, but that's 12,000 people from each of the 12 tribes of Judah. So 12 times 12 is 144,000. So they're believing that they're one of the tribes.
So that if they get people in and it's more than 144,000.
No. You have to be the best of the best. They know not everybody's getting in.
Oh, so the more you get on your side, you're
trying to push yourself up. Yeah. So like if there was like a pastor, like, oh, he's one of them.
Oh,
They're
okay.
Like, he put in his. You know what I mean? Like if somebody caught like a guest speaker.
It's like a manager of a fucking store.
Yeah, almost. But like imagine like he's almost like a celebrity, like almost like a Joel Osteen type, like somebody who travels and goes to different churches or whatever and speaks. They're like, oh, he's one of the guys. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to get in.
He's solidified. He's fucking...
Yeah, because you're like, oh, he's saved so many people. He's done all this stuff. It's all right, bro.
Dude, I don't know anything about that shit. I just know that it's like a scam.
I grew up in church, so in a Pentecostal church.
What is that? Like Christian?
Yeah, Christian.
Okay.
Yeah. It's what's the word? Martin Luther.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Protestant. You know what I'm saying? It's a Protestant. It's a Protestant denomination. But... yeah, there's a lot. You learn a lot about like other religions and stuff because you know they're teaching you like, oh, why are they wrong? You know, but sometimes still got questions about everything. You know what I mean,
dude?
Everybody got gaps in all their stuff, so it's like, all right, not everybody knows the answer to everything. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, dude. They all have something that's missing. I mean, for me, it's the whole like man in the sky thing. I'm like, what? Like I'm immediately like.
I mean, yeah, exactly. If you think of it as a man, but it's like if you think of it as like. If somebody's like, oh, the universe.
I look at it like that.
But if you just call that, that's God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you could say that's how you interpret it. Somebody else interprets it a different way. But I think they're all trying to tap into the same thing.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like Jews and Christians are worshiping the same God.
Yeah.
But it's just like differently.
Just slightly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, did you ever I didn't go to temple a lot, but when you were in church, did you feel the spirit? Like you feel that shit? Because I know people that like feel.
I've definitely been in like a service. You're like, oh man, I definitely feel an energy in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, like it goes back to like everybody can call that something else, something different. You could be like, oh, that's the spirit. That's, you know what I mean? Some other people are like, oh, that's the energy that we're all bringing to this. Like you go to a rave and everyone's like, oh, the energy in here.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? So it's like. It's a little bit of both, you know what I mean? But there's definitely been times that it's like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, it's a little silly, but I was down in Tennessee for like a Christian camp. And we would send like a couple, like all the young adults from my church would go down and help. And then I was like one of the youth that went to go as a camper.
Okay.
And it was just like a week up in the mountains in Tennessee, go fishing and, play games and stuff. And, there was like one night that I walked into the service and they were already singing and everything's going, they're pumping, you're like, and then you walked in and it was like literally like something lifted me up a little bit. I'm like, oh damn. I was like, there's something. I was like, that was something.
It's a strong God, dude.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's the spirit right there. You know what I mean? That's why they're speaking in tongues in here. You know what I mean? Like,
they did the fucking
I was like,
snake
God
oil
bless.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, no snakes, but a lot of black widows out there. You know,
dude. It's a performance. I mean, at the end of the day, and that's why, like, when I've never gone into my temple and been like, I feel the energy. Also, temple's a lot more depressing than any other.
I think it's a little different. But I feel like if people, it really like, because there are a lot of Jewish people who have such reverence. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's like really how serious you take it.
Yeah.
And that's because you kind of convince yourself of anything almost.
Of course.
And I'm not trying to say that anybody's wrong or there is no God, but like. There's people who are out there who are fully convinced any, like, the most crazy thing you could think, that's the most far outlandish belief that you could think of, that like a cult in the woods. Like, yeah, those people got themselves there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not there feeling nothing.
I mean,
and I'm not saying that's like they're feeling Jesus, but they're definitely feeling an energy, you know?
Well, I mean, we have the same problem. We believe that we could fucking be famous comedians. Like,
yeah, that's like the delusion. Not to say they're delusional, but I'm just saying, yeah, there's definitely a little bit of, you have to buy in.
You always, whatever it is that
especially
you're doing.
with comedy, you're like, who am I? That I think I'm the funniest guy in this room?
Who the fuck am I?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, we were talking about it outside. I don't want to sound like a douchebag, but you go out, like when I go to an open mic, or like when I like doing a show, and you're like, I really want to do well, or you want to kill. You're like, you ever been in like the cellar, right?
Yeah.
And you see a guy murder. You see a pro A-list murder. You're like, me and him aren't doing the same thing. I can't do that. But then you're like, oh wait, but I have had good sets.
Yeah.
You know, I've killed before. Maybe not on the same level, but I can get there if I keep working at it, right?
Yeah.
So when you go up there, you're like, all right, all these people are working at the same thing. You're like, I want this guy. It's kind of like football. You're like, I want this guy next to me to quit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it's not because like, oh, there's not enough opportunities. Like, he don't want it like I want it. You know what I mean? I got some Remember the Titans shit. You know what I mean? Like Rudy. You ever seen Rudy? You're a little guy. You should have watched Rudy.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think that is a healthy thing to feel. I think it's something that you need to have. But I look at it slightly different. I look at it where I go, whatever he's doing up there, I'm not doing what he's doing. Not because he's better, but because I'm a different person. I'm my 100%. Own. I'm different.
I'm not that.
Yeah,
you
and
have
exactly.
To figure out, then you're like, all right, I got to figure out how can I be me.
Exactly, to the
like
best
that.
I can be, and then they'll go, oh, he was great, and he was great, but they just were different.
100%.
You know?
Because there's people who are, I mean, I'm trying to think somebody who's like wildly different from me. But you go up there and you're like, two people who are different in their energies, both have killer sets back to back. You're like, yeah, as long as people are laughing, you know what I mean?
That's
and,
it.
Like, and they're funny.
And being yourself is the most authentic thing you can do.
100%. 100%. Like, for example, I mean, me and Corey are different, but like, Corey's a murderer. Corey Cooley, God bless.
I love him.
I did this dispensary show up in Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
And he was the headliner, and he was supposed to do like 20. I was like, whatever you want to do. He did 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Oh my God.
Murdered. And then like the mic went out.
And he kept going.
Killed it. Acapella. Half the set was acapella, and he was just murdering. And you're like, see, we're doing different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
in that case, you go, he's better. Yeah.
100%. You're like, all right, God bless. You know what I mean? But also, he's been doing it
for way longer.
3 to 4 times longer than I have. You know what I mean? Like, probably much. You know what I mean? Like, he has a lot more experience. He's put in the time. He's put in the reps, and you see it pay off. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, somebody who actually puts in the work, you're like, you see them improve. And I feel like this is one of the things, like, besides the gym or whatever, you know, where it's like, if you keep doing it,
you can
get better. You know what I mean? And there's people who don't. But
I mean, those people are delusional. Like, really.
I mean, that's the other delusion. You know what I mean? But
thank God that's not.
God bless them. You know what I mean? But like sometimes it's like, you know, I'm not. We can say we're as good as we are, but like we're doing well for ourselves as open micers early in. You know what I mean? We're like, all right, we're taking our punches. You know what I mean? We don't have great sets all the time, but you have enough good sets. You have more good sets than bad sets, and you're like, all right, you keep going. Then there's like your buddy who's like, you know, I'm not saying your buddy, I'm just saying a buddy who's like not having any good sets. You know what I mean? Ever. And it's not even like on a Brian Holtzman kind of thing. Like on a like, oh, they hate me.
This is not avant-garde. This is
it's
shit.
Just like, nah, you're just not right. You know what I mean? Like you're not doing anything. But again, I'm not the strongest writer either. But
no, but it's not even that. It's also looking at like, that's why I record everything. I look at the video after and I go, maybe my face was like, I looked angry the whole time. Maybe I'm super critical about everything, even like a hand gesture, because I went up Thursday, I did great, but on Wednesday I did awful. And I looked at my face the whole fucking time, and I was legitimately looked angry. Everything I was saying was just fucking I looked like a dick. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe if I add a little smile, a little something here, or just maybe this fucking joke sucks, whereas a lot of guys will go, they don't even question themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or it's always like, oh, it's the room.
Yeah, which is insane because it's not always the room.
It's barely ever the. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's on you
to win them over,
to feel the temperature in the room and win them over. But also, you can't just go up there like, again, with my energy or whatever. I can't go up there on a 10.
No, you have
You
to.
gotta. I gotta take you along. I gotta ramp it up a little bit where they're like, all right, this is funny.
It's gotta be crescendo.
Because if I just come up, they're like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, this guy's just blocking my face.
Yeah.
This guy's just angry. You know what I mean? This guy's just mad, and like that's not funny.
It's not. And if you do it, and the other thing is adjusting from a big room to a small room. Like if you go into Broadway and you're fucking doing your thing, you got to be big.
Yeah, that you can be big. And then there's other rooms where it's
Fear
like,
City.
Fear City, you can.
It's a living room.
It's a kill box.
Yeah, but you gotta
Sometimes.
fucking.
Yeah.
You know.
You gotta walk them into it. But sometimes if it's packed out,
you can start a little higher.
You can be a little higher, but also it's like he's just making funny. But especially with Fear City, like I'm on the stage, I take up the whole stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
and like I'm leaning over the first row,
and they're right there.
They're right there. They can smell me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they're getting that. The spit is hitting them because I be spitting sometimes.
Oh, I do too, man.
And I feel bad. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Like, but also sometimes I walk up and try to as like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
And I walk by somebody, I'm like, yo, my bad, you got a little ass cheek. You know what I mean? I hit him with my ass cheek or some shit, and that gets a little laugh. You know what I mean?
Makes
Kinda
people
like,
comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable. Like, oh, this is a big motherfucker. And
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know.
No, it's true, man.
Yeah. It's fun though. I haven't been excited about doing something like this. I was trying to talk to my dad about it, right?
And what'd he say?
Well, he's like supportive because he sees like I can hold down a job. I can get a job.
Yeah,
You know
like,
what I mean?
God forbid.
So like I'm young. He's like, dude, you're young. Do whatever. You
How
know
old
what I
are
mean?
you?
I'm 26. I'll be 27 next month.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So how about you?
I'm 31.
You look good, buddy.
Thanks, man.
I gotta start moisturizing.
Yeah, you got to get some beef tallow.
Yeah, beef tallow. Yeah. What was I saying? I was talking to my dad about it, and I like made that comparison to football.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a kid playing a sport, right?
Yeah.
And you're excited to go to practice because you convince yourself, I'm going to the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm going to the NFL. Like, you know what I mean? So when that's the thing with like comedy. It's like, all right, I got to put in my reps, but then you're excited to go to a mic. Other days you're not, right? So it's like football. You're like, damn, I don't want to go to this practice. But you know you're working towards that thing you love. You know
and
what
when
I mean?
you do it, you always feel better.
Exactly. You feel better after, especially if you have a decent set. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, all right, I got some laughs. I got something to work on.
100%.
That didn't work, but you know what I mean? It kind of gives you some. It gives you something to work on for the next. You know what I mean? It's like a little homework. You always get a little homework after. And I was trying to explain to him, I'm like, Dad, it's like because he played football, and then he had like a bad injury in senior year. I also had a bad injury senior year, and then he gets it because I'm like, it's like football. I'm like, it's like that excitement that you get to like go out and play.
Of course.
Like, or I remember like wrestling in high school. I hated wrestling because you were the only guy out there on the mat. I would get so anxious, so nervous.
Yeah.
I'd be like, my heart is pounding, and I'd get my ass whooped because I wasn't good.
Yeah.
And I was like half the size I was now. You know what I mean? I was like 285 or whatever, you know? So it's different, but like when I first started doing comedy, I was getting that nervous. Like I was like shaking.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. But now I get nervous where it's like, oh, this is like.
It's a good nervous.
I'm nervous. Of course, I don't feel great. You're like, damn, I'm about to eat shit. You know what I mean? But you do that as like I guess as a mechanism, almost trying to trick yourself into like, oh yeah, I'll, like give yourself lower standards. You're like, oh, I'll do all right. You know what I mean? And then you kind of.
Yeah, and then you exceed them. So you're like, okay, I'm good.
It's like when you order Chinese food and they're like, yeah, 30 minutes and it gets there in 10.
Yeah.
Under promise, over deliver.
That's what I do with my work, dude. It's but it's funny that you said that you were getting nervous during wrestling when you're alone. Growing up as a kid, when I would do a sport that involved others, I was more nervous because I'd worried I'd fuck up everything for everyone else and then be all upset. Whereas if I was alone, I'm like, the only person I could disappoint is me, which I can handle, but I didn't want to handle like the whole team going, why the fuck did you miss the shot, dude?
Yeah.
So I understand though, the nerves though. The nerves are fucking important. This is something I wanted to ask you as a New Yorker also. I was talking to Nico the other day, and he and I were chatting about being a New Yorker and working hard, right? And he and I came to the conclusion that you, as a New Yorker, when you see guys come from the middle of nowhere to do this shit, if you allow them to outwork you, then you're a fucking pathetic piece
100%.
of shit.
That's the thing. I think I got a little bit of that with how I don't grind as much as I should. Like, oh yeah, I could be hitting mics every night. It's like I don't. I go, a couple nights a week.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Got a little spot here, a little show there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stay consistent. And then like, there's months where it's like, all right, then I'm getting after
fucking
it.
banging.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it's the summer, taking it easy. You know what I mean? But I got a little busy at work. You know what I mean? So you try to balance everything. But I feel like when people move here for this shit, one, your bandwidth, you got a little bit more time. You don't have the same, I guess, ties. You know what I mean? Like, I got responsibilities with my parents, my family.
Friends,
you know
too.
I mean?
Like, I can go hang out with other people that aren't comics.
Yeah, exactly. Which, that's something that I've noticed where that's fallen down a lot.
What do you mean?
I don't hang out with you know what I mean? Like, non-comic friends as much as I used to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't hang out with a lot of people. Like, we'd have to set something up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, the friends that I would see is, like, because we're doing something similar or, like, you know. But, like, when I'm going to see my boys, all right, we got to set it up, like, a couple weeks in advance. We go out or whatever, and then we just keep doing our shit. You know what I mean? But now it's, like, getting drinks after a mic, I'm hanging out more than I did before, but, like, not with those people. But those people will come out to my, shows and stuff like that.
They'll come and see.
So it'll be good, to see them then. And then we'll, of course, make plans, try to see them uptown.
Hang out.
But 100%, when you see somebody come and like
from fucking
really
middle of nowhere,
grinding, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you sit there and you go, I'm in the city that you're supposed that we were born with that fucking that chromosome.
I think we're a little bit. There's a comfort.
That's the other thing. It's like, well, we got family, we got friends, we got a support system.
Yeah.
Whereas they go, all right, I got this one job, and then my comedian friends, I got nothing else to do but hit open mics. Whereas you and I could go, I'm gonna go hang out with my parents tonight or whatever.
100%. Or like, we have family dinner, or I have a family engagement, or I have a birthday I gotta attend. Again, everybody makes choices.
Yeah.
You could be a dick and just like, I gotta grind. You know what I mean? Do your thing. I think it's like a balance. You gotta strike. Course. You know what I mean? But 100%, I think you're definitely right. I think somebody from here, who grew up in New York or like the immediately surrounding area where you're really close to your home base or you're connected, you could definitely get a little comfort or a little complacency. You know what I mean?
Of course,
like,
man.
You're like, oh yeah, it's right there. You know what I mean? I'm in New York. I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I didn't have to move here to do it.
Yeah.
But I have a respect for the guys who come and move here.
Oh, you got to have balls. You got to
like
have fucking balls.
Danny Glaze moved here from Detroit.
Yeah.
Just to do comedy. You know what I mean? Of course, he got a job here and everything. He's got shit going on. But it's like he doesn't have a family here. You know what I mean?
No.
And that's why it's like when I see him out there, I'm like, yeah, keep doing it, bro. I'm trying to get like you. You know what
I mean? Yeah.
But there are people you're like, oh, yeah. Like, it kind of makes you a little aspirational. And you're like, all right, yeah. Like, if this guy's getting after it, I got to get after it. You know what I mean?
It's true,
Just a little fire under the ass. I like that.
It's good.
But you're right. 100% right.
He and I, Nico and I were talking about it. We were just like, yeah, dude, like I sometimes look at it, like when I see someone like Noah Reedy's another one, fucking came from the middle of nowhere, and I look at him.
I was thinking exactly about him.
He's going hard, and I look at him, and I'm like, and there are times I'm like, you're a fucking, like in the mirror, like you're a fucking New Yorker. Like you need to, like you grew up with that, like, get it by any means necessary. Get on that fucking subway and fit in that car. Get in the fucking way of someone else. Do what you got to do to get ahead. And then when you see a kid from Wisconsin coming here and pushing, you're like, I got to step the fucking game up.
Yeah, I mean, I respect it, but like a lot of people, you do your best work when you're like backs against the wall, sink or swim. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of comics are like that. You know what I mean? There's people who move here who have been doing it like a long time back home. Nothing was going on. They move here, they start grinding, and it pops off for them quick. There's people who did it for 6 months. They get after it like a motherfucker here, and it pops off for them. You know what I mean? So it's really about, I think, how much you put in, you get out.
I agree. I think that's
especially
all it is also.
Funny.
100%.
That helps.
I mean, that fucking does help. It's just it's one of those things where you gotta, like you said, balance. I'm terrible at fucking balance, dude.
Oh, dude, I'm the worst. That for me, it's like a swing. It's like, all right, I'm grinding. Like April, I was like, I did, a spot every day, or I did something every day, and then May, it's like, all right, 10 spots for the month, or 15, every other day, or whatever. You just try to stay consistent.
That's
what I mean?
it.
But I feel like as long as you feel like you're, sharpening your tools. But sometimes, like recently, like with the summer, like I've only been doing like one mic a week, and then maybe I have a show, and it's then you're like, you feel the rust. You're like, oh damn, I'm not writing. I'm not staying sharp. So you got to ramp it back up.
It's true, man. It's true. I see it with. I had a couple weeks where I was like hitting 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly. 2 was like, you're like, all right, I'm doing enough, but it's like then. You go to the next week, you're like, oh, I have nothing new.
Nothing new. And then I would see Gerbo a lot. And Gerbo he's hitting 3 mics a day. And I looked at him, I'd seen him, and I look and I go, and he and I have a healthy competitive nature. Mm-hmm. And I go, I'm not keeping up. I'm not keeping up. I got to keep up. It's like I want to get to the 3rd grade. I don't want to go to summer school. You know what I mean? It's like that whole shit. But yeah, man, it's the weirdest thing ever, like the whole balance situation, because everyone tells you It's like you want to have balance, and like the normal people of the world will be like, balance is key to everything. And then the comics will go, no, you just need to be doing this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, obviously you want to listen to the comics, but obviously you want to have a healthy lifestyle. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was talking to Michael Fleming about it, right? And
where is he from?
He's from like North Carolina.
Oh, he's also from out of town. Okay.
Yeah, out of town. But or Virginia.
Okay.
I think Virginia. But he was telling me he like opened or did like a show or two for Sam Talent.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think he was in Virginia or out in Colorado. He was out there for some reason. I don't know. I think he was in college. I'm not sure exactly. He was telling me the advice he got from Sam. He's like, you have like, you know, it. You know what I mean? Like you have
thing.
that. Yeah, you have the thing. You're funny. You got to get after it. You got to keep working at it.
Yeah.
But he's like, you got to treat this shit like a sport. You got to work out twice a day. You know what I mean? Like you have to treat it like that. So he's like, if you're not treating it like a sport, you're not going to get as better as, better as you go.
Yeah.
So it's like that thing. You know what I mean? Like treating it like football. You're like, all right, I got to fucking practice. I got to work out. I got to take time to sit down and write. You know what I mean? Rewrite stuff. Listen to my stuff. You know what I mean? Try to act like you care about it. You know? And you're not just like going up there by the, seat of your pants. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
For me, like this week I did a mic. Didn't have much. You know what I mean? Like, went in with like 2-3 bullet points. It was not good.
Yeah.
Just did an old joke to get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? And then after that, I had a show uptown. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, you were also doing your usual shit. You're doing like, okay, I know what works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I did the jokes at work. You know what I mean? But then also, we were in, it was like in a pizzeria, like in the back room of a pizzeria, shout out. And it was like they have like a little room back there. I think it used to be like a Spanish restaurant or something because they have like, or maybe they're trying to make it into like a little space that you can host stuff. They have a big TV. They have all the lights that change colors and everything back there, and it's just like a little dining room.
Yeah.
But like they did it up. So I go up there. I'm doing the jokes, whatever. There's a Mets fan in the back. The host was, going back and forth with him. He's like, "Oh, who's your favorite Met?" Darryl Strawberry.
Okay.
I was like, all right, that's a good answer. He's like, yeah, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. And then I go up. I'm like, Mets fan. Yeah. Darryl Strawberry. That's crazy. People know about Darryl Strawberry because, he played Jack. He was a party animal.
Yeah, that's how I know. That's the only reason.
My first introduction was to Darryl Strawberry was as a nice Christian man who would come to my church once a year as guest speaker.
Really?
And that's why he was my favorite Met. So then when I was about 14, 15, my boys were like, yeah, you don't know what Darryl Strawberry used to do? I'm like, where the hell has my money been going? You know what I mean? All the offering I gave that guy, was he getting high? Like this dude. And that did pretty well.
It opened up the room.
It was fun. It opened him up. They got him, you know what I mean? And he was like, he's from the Bronx. I was like, Mets fan from the Bronx. I'm not going to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave you alone.
Blasphemous.
Yeah, you're sick. You know what I mean? There's something wrong with you. But then you just go into your stuff. But my jokes are about like my family and like being from uptown. So like when you're uptown, they relate. I can't. Not everybody in Manhattan's gonna know what Dykeman is. You know
no,
what I
they
mean?
don't.
Like
I've seen you in rooms mention it, and I know exactly what it is.
And you're like, damn, they don't know what Dykeman is. I was like, all right, you guys don't.
Yeah.
You guys don't like Dominican people, obviously. You're racist. I'm not.
No. I don't like them because I know what Dykeman is. No. It's.
I'm not gonna lie. There was one time, I think it was right after high school, somebody went into one of the Dykeman clubs and like lit off a pepper spray grenade.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
For what? And my homegirls had like just left.
Yeah.
They were telling me like, yo, we were there that night, but we got out of there before that happened. I was like, oh, thank God. Gotta love it uptown. Uptown's fun.
I mean, it's got
Brooklyn is Brooklyn. Queens is Queens. You act like that's not happening everywhere. That's happening everywhere.
It is, of course. Of course.
You never been to Ditmars? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
The hookah bars up there. Be getting after it.
Dude, the Greeks over there.
If you got hookah, it's going down. Pepper spray.
Dude, I stay away from hookah bars, dude. There's just something about them. I'm like, I can't.
It's fun. You got to come to up in Inwood.
Dude, if I walked in there, they would probably look at me and go, what the fuck?
They'll think you're a cop. I went into... no, we're not going to talk about that. Never mind.
No? Okay.
Bleep out the name of the bar I just said, okay?
Oh, okay. Got it.
Bleep out the name.
Right,
during COVID, I would go to this bar uptown. It was like
40 minutes. Okay, perfect. That's why I know what
it is. So the uptown, there was this bar during COVID.
Yeah.
Every place was supposed to shut down at like
I love that.
10 p.m.
Yeah.
And it was a hookah bar, right? And they had the glass partitions up and everything. And we were there for my homegirl's birthday. And, I'm like, all right, they got the partitions. I'm still freaked out by COVID. This is early. You know what I mean? This is like early 2021 maybe.
Okay.
Late 2020. Not late 2020. Maybe early 2021.
Yeah.
We're going out. Everybody's smoking hookah. You know what I mean?
They're sharing the fucking thing.
The smoke. No, everybody. No. That's the thing. That's the good thing. They've had it for a long time. They give you plastic mouthpieces.
Oh, to put on each one. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you just pass it, right?
As if germs can't get on the metal.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like the germs are on the well. Before they weren't thinking about that. They were just thinking about saliva.
Yeah.
But now it's different. But so at 11, they're supposed to like shut down the bar, right?
Yeah.
They just pull down the curtains.
Yeah.
This happens at many bars, but this is during COVID, so it's like
really bad.
heightened.
Yeah.
Now it's like, the cops will just, hey guys, shut it down.
Yeah.
Because you're past your liquor license.
Before you were
hour.
like, you want to kill people.
Yeah. You're like, you're murdering my grandmother.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Anyways, so they pull down the things, slide the partitions to the back room, and it's just
free for all.
Back to normal.
I fucking love
and
that.
I was like, oh, okay.
This is what we're doing?
This is some real shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, time to just get drunker so I don't care.
Loose,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I did my test. I was negative. You know, we're good. We're good. Did my job.
But that's the thing. Uptown places like that, they're like, yo, like there's an underground like vibe of like, hey, we're gonna listen to the rules to a certain extent.
100%. Like, there's a bar on the Upper East Side near a comedy club.
Okay.
All right. And
I heard about this. That it's like 8 a.m. It goes. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, which is, I'll be honest, dude. I mean, I know you're a little younger than me. I don't want to be out till fucking 8. I don't even want to be out till 4 anymore. I'm like, you know what?
Never. What?
Get home at 2. I'm chilling. I'm chilling with that.
I'm home at midnight, bro.
Dude,
you know
that's
what I mean?
nice too.
Also, it's like, I got a job. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, if you're with your comic buddies, they're like, you did 3 hours at a fucking coffee shop today, and then you're hopped up on 8 espresso shots, and then you came and did an open mic. Of course, you're gonna go all night. You know what I mean? I did 8 hours, and you know what I mean? Whatever.
No,
I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody, but it's like I'm tired. Also, I'm huge. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of energy to move this guy around. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been walking around all day. That's a lot. You know what I mean?
100%.
So sometimes I've done it. Like I did it at one time. I was out till 4 a.m. at that bar on the Upper East Side, and it was a good time. But it was because I was getting tired. But I'm like, all right, we're just gonna keep slamming.
Yeah.
Because you're like, all right, it's good energy. You know what I mean? Everybody's having
I don't
fun.
do this often.
Bro, I don't stay out that late ever. I got home. No, I say 4 a.m. I got home at like 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning. So it was like, I don't do. Well, the last time I stayed out all night was after prom.
Oh no. Okay, hold up.
I don't stay out all night, bro.
I used to do it a lot.
Nah, if we're going out, I'll go to the homie's crib. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Party till late.
Yeah.
I'm knocking out. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, dude. I also used to do a lot of blow.
That's
so that
the
was
thing. I don't got the heart for that.
That's true.
My blood pressure is up already. You know what I mean? I can't.
You're like, no, I don't need
It's
that.
either food or cocaine. You know what I'm saying? And I choose food.
At this age, I choose food. Back in the day, it was always cocaine.
This guy. He's like, yeah, I'm like John
you're gonna end up
Belushi. I'm gonna
outliving
die.
me. You're gonna fucking end up outliving me. I promise
Well, it's
you.
because you smoke. But
I smoke and I treat my body. I work out real hard.
I don't treat my body well. I eat like an animal. I'm on blood pressure medication at 26. Not good. But we're gonna get off it. We're working.
All right, so you working out?
No, I'm just eating less. You know
Okay, that's fine.
Or if I'm gonna eat a lot, I like do like clean shit. You know what I mean? So like instead of eating a 20 piece from McDonald's, you get a 30 count of grilled nuggets from Chick-fil-A.
That's smart.
It's like 500 calories and like 60 grams of protein.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't count all the Chick-fil-A sauce I put on it. But
that'll fuck it up.
the sauce is where they get you. But I'm just trying to cut back. Also, it's like I broke my femur in high school, and then I had ACL surgery last year, so I'm like trying to get the weight off so it's a little easier on my knees.
Dude, it'll be you'll fucking feel a lot better.
Yeah, and I'd like to fit regular clothes, but I'm not gonna get there. You know what I mean? But like a 2X would be cool.
What are you at now?
I'm at a 4.
4, okay.
4 or 5 sometimes.
But you are also so fucking tall, dude.
I know.
Like if you were my height, God help you. God help you. You'd be fucking dead.
I'd
right.
be dead. See, listen, this is the thing. Like my doctor growing up, Dr. Villy, shout out. He was like, like my, whatever, the general physician.
Yeah.
At the local pediatrician or at the local office, and he didn't touch me. And but like every time, you know what I mean, through the years, I was always a big kid. He'd be like, all right, let's start cutting back on the juice. But we didn't drink juice. You know what I mean? My parents, it was milk.
I was drinking 40 ounces, right?
Nah, bro, it was milk and water in that fridge, all right? We didn't get juice because of how much sugar was in it.
Yeah.
We're all a bunch of fat kids. I mean, we're all fat, but we're, chubby. Big family. A lot of love. A lot of love in that home, And every time, like every year I would see him, he's like, all right, dude, let's cut it back. And then now I'll see him, he's like, so you want to die? You just want to die. You don't give a fuck. And then like after I got the knee surgery, and I got after the surgery, he's like showing me the video of him pressing on everything.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, you see that? It's not supposed to give. You know. He's like, you know how suspension on a car works? I'm like, yeah, I know how suspension.
Your
on a
shit
car.
snapped, dude.
No. He's like, you're putting a little too much weight on it, and if you don't get the weight off, you're gonna need new knees by 40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thanks, doc. I'm gonna get on it.
That's dude. It's a weight is. My dad was a fat guy, big guy. My dad was almost 400 pounds, and he was 5'9". My dad was humongous growing up. He getting in and out of the car was tough for him.
Yeah,
and just recently he lost. He's like 190 now.
God bless.
And he said, he goes, I'm anorexic. He goes, I just don't eat anymore. And I'm like, whatever, it's working.
Is he on the Ozempic or anything?
No, he didn't. He didn't do that. But my sister had a bit of a weight issue. For a woman, it was a problem. Like, as if it was a guy, it'd be like, he's not fat. It's like he's okay. She got a little. She was always a little big. I, as a teenager, was chunky as fuck. But my mom was also. My dad was 400. My mom was 120 her whole life. Oh wow. So I could have gone either way, and I was like, all right, I'm doing this. But like, yo, you feel better. That's the thing. Like that's and I'm not trying to preach or nothing.
No,
I just
good. My dad. We were all big. My dad lost a lot of weight.
Okay. How'd he do it?
He had a health challenge, and no, he had diabetes, and he actually started Ozempic for the
Good
diabetes.
for him. Yeah, fucking.
So that helped, but then he had a nerve thing in his arm, so I don't know. That didn't really do much to him. He's just been eating less, you know what I mean? And the Ozempic definitely helps. And he's like, he goes to his diabetes doctor, the endocrinologist, whatever. And he's like, my numbers are perfect. I'm like, yeah, it's because you're injecting heroin into your stomach, and you don't have to eat anymore.
Well, the thing with Ozempic, I have a gripe with it. Like, if you're really big and you need to lose some weight quick, go for it. That's what I'm saying. These hot women, like on influence, I'm like, yo, you fucking cheating whores.
Those are the people who are like, they end up giving themselves like osteoporosis or something because it makes you lose weight everywhere. You lose muscle mass, bone density, and everything. That's why you have to work out when you're on Ozempic. Yeah. So that's why I was telling my dad, I'm like, you got to start like doing something because you're gonna get frail and you're gonna, God forbid, hurt yourself.
You need muscle. Like as you get older, the muscle's so important.
Well, that's the thing. Like literally with, not to get too morbid, but with cancer diagnosis, the biggest factor in survivability is muscle mass.
Thank God I work out. I know I'm gonna end up with cancer.
No, I'm just saying like at an older age when people get up there, it's like the more muscle they have, the better they can recover. The more they can fight it. And things like that. What were we talking about? So yeah, he lost a lot of weight. My mom lost some weight. Well, she got the stomach
lap
surgery.
band?
Yeah, not the lap band. She got the
gastric bypass.
Yeah, the bypass.
Nice.
So they make your stomach into like the size of a banana.
Yeah.
And but she had struggled with her weight. She had some thyroid issues. So it was like, let's help yourself out. You know what I mean? So that worked. She dropped a bunch of weight. Yeah. My older brother, he was chubbier, but now he's like normal build, a little dad bod. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. And my younger brother, he's probably a little bigger than him, but not as big as me. Nobody's as big as me.
Well, are they as tall as you?
No, they're like 6 foot. My younger brother's probably like 6'2".
Okay, so you're like the tallest.
I'm like the biggest guy in the family.
That's crazy, dude.
It's funny because like my uncle, he remarried, and I love his wife, my aunt, but like her family, like he would have them over for barbecues, and they're from Honduras, so like he'd be like, "Yo, go pick them up." Yeah. So I can take a picture and send it back to Honduras. I'm like, all right, uncle. Sure, whatever you want. Yeah. And it's funny. I'm like, hold on.
You fucking carrying her.
I'm like carrying kids, and they're like, look how big this guy. I'm like, he would call me Shrek. He'd be like, yeah, look at Shrek. And I'm like, all right, thanks, man. So now I got fans down in Honduras. I got to go visit.
That's cool, man. But it's I really like when I hear about your family life, man. I'm always so interested. I don't know if it's because you're from New York. I mean, it's all interesting shit, but it's just fucking fun to hear about. Like hearing about your dad, 100%. Hearing about your mom, and it's such a I think for me especially, it's so relatable. And I'm not Cuban or Irish. Yeah. But like the new your dad, the way he is, like fucking this.
It's that New York blue collar kind of upbringing.
Yeah.
I think it's like that old school kind of thing. They're like, they're kind of old school with it. But yeah, you're 100% right. I think what makes it interesting, I think anybody trying to raise a family here is interesting. Unless you're like a filthy rich and you're just living a suburban life in like Cobble Hill. You know what I mean? Like you're just, oh yeah, we have the nanny and everything. I grew up with people with nannies. It's like, Where's your mom? I've never met your mother, dude. You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy.
It's like,
yeah.
I thought you were Jamaican. I thought you were adopted by a Jamaican woman. You know what I mean? I thought a Jamaican woman adopted you and your 3 brothers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what's going on?
Dude. There's a level of craziness when you grow up here in the situation.
Yeah, you definitely see the disparity.
Oh, of course. Well, here's the thing, dude. I grew up really fortunate. I grew up. My parents and family had a lot of money, and then when I was in my teens, we just lost everything, and there was a level of, and I grew up in this area, so I didn't grow up in like some like fucking, it wasn't like Park Slope. So I was around blue collar crazy Russians, but when that happened, there was a major shift in my life of like, oh, this is not how the world is. The world is like this, and there's a level of craziness that you need. You have to be out of your mind to want to raise a family in New York City. I wouldn't want to raise them anywhere else because I know how this is.
Yeah.
But you got to be. It's fucking nuts, dude.
It's nuts, but again, it's like the people who do land here, it's like because they don't have any other choice.
They got no choice.
My grandparents came from Cuba.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, this is where we're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to do
better
it.
than Havana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's better than 1965 Havana. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, we're not trying to stay here, dude.
But now, if you land here, God fucking help you.
Oh,
God
yeah,
help.
it's tough.
Not, you can't survive
It's
here.
tough. I mean, up until recently, they had a lot of support for you know people coming here and whatnot. But it's like, it's tough, man. And stuff is so expensive. Back then, at least you could get a decent job, you could pay your rent. And like my dad would tell me growing up, he's like, yeah, they didn't. Like, his dad made too much money for food stamps, but they were like so broke.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, you were the oldest of 9.
That's a lot. There's a lot of mouths
a lot
to
of
feed.
mouths to feed. But it's like growing up, we had a pretty like middle class, but we had some bad years. You know what I mean? There were like some years that it's like, oh. Like, I didn't know there was, like, during 2008 in the recession, my dad lost his job at some point.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aware of that until some lady at church was like, oh, did your father find another job yet?
You're like, what?
And I was like 10. And I'm like, why would I know this information? And I was like, I went home. I was like, you don't have a job? But it's like, you know, we're fine. You know what I mean? We figured it out. My mom was a teacher, so she had a decent salary. You know what I mean?
You make do. You figure it out.
Exactly. Family of 5, you know, taking care of my grandparents as well. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Now I got my grandpa. You know, he's the only one left, but he's living with us, so that's always interesting. That keeps me on my toes. He's like shitting on the floor. He just leaves everything everywhere. You know, he's like, nah, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I got out of Cuba. You guys clean.
Yeah, he cleaned my shit.
Yeah, clean up, whatever. I wear diapers. I don't give a fuck. He'll like leave a full. I don't know. He'll like
leave a full diaper.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry, Abu. He's not gonna watch this.
Dude.
He's not gonna watch this. But yeah, it's fun. You know, but he keeps us honest. You know what I mean? Keeps us in line. But it's fun. It's definitely interesting. Keeps you on your toes.
Dude, it's
multi-generational house. It's fun. You know what I mean? But I grew up with my grandparents very close by, thank God. And, you know, they're like, this is better than there. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like, they're like, I'm living a life. We're food on the table, roof over my head, which is literally like what they did not have after the revolution, or they were, it was
every
very
man for
tough.
himself. Yeah.
And it's horrible there now. Like my uncle, my mother, and my grandfather just went back to visit. Because my grandfather wanted to visit. You know, he's getting old, so they're like, "This is the last time, maybe last trip that he's gonna take." It was bad. It was tough to find food.
That's crazy.
Like
dude.
even as a tourist, because like it was very confusing. They thought they shouldn't bring American dollars and they should only bring euros and whatever. But then there was a lot of places at that for some reason when they were visiting. A lot of places weren't taking any cash, unless you had like U.S. But they had but they had already changed their money because the U.S. is on the low.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be using like cubics, which is like the Cuban peso now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you're only allowed to use cards. Like the week they were there, like a lot of people weren't taking cash. So then you need a Cuban debit card, which is like you got to be a citizen to get from the government. You know what I mean? The communists. You know what I mean? So it's like they're just struggling to find food. You know what I mean? It was just tough down there for them.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like they stayed at a nice casita, which is like a proper bed and breakfast where like they actually make food for you, and it's not a lot. You know what I mean? It's very bare bones. You know.
Oh my
and
God.
like they went out into like into the not the wilderness, but they were out in the farmland. You know what I mean? To go visit like my grandmother's sister, her like last remaining sister.
Okay.
And they didn't tell her sister that my grandmother passed away.
Oh my God.
In 2016. Or 2018, whatever it was, you know, and it was because like she was old, they didn't want to upset her. She just knew she was in America, you know what I mean? She wasn't connected to the outside world. Yeah. And then because only my grandfather was coming to visit, 2 days before they get there, they tell this woman, "Oh yeah, your sister died," So then when they get there, she's crying. She's wearing all black.
It's like the worst trip ever.
Yeah, she's mourning. You know what I mean? But like they only had a few potatoes. You know what I mean? It was like very bare bones. Like, yeah, we're gonna cook for you guys. Like my mom and my uncle were like, you sure? And like they left them with food and money. And like my uncle and my mother, they brought down 3 bags.
Yeah.
And 1 bag was just full of medication for people. Like we were taking stuff down. Like their cousin was like, oh, take this to my aunt for me. Like she needs this. And it was kind of like a mission. You know what I mean?
Almost like a fucking national
dude,
guard
like
shit.
Foreign aid kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
FEMA.
Yeah, exactly. We had they brought down a duffel bag of just clothes and then a duffel bag of food. And it was like, top ramen, cheap stuff that either for themselves or to leave with them.
Yeah.
And then when they left, my mom was giving, like, to one of her cousins, he was like a teacher, and he retired. But there was a shortage of teachers. So guess what?
He had to go back to work?
You got to come in tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
Imagine being retired. Being retired 10 years, and they're like, you're coming in tomorrow. And that's it. You have to come in. That's crazy. The guy, and they called him like no shirt. I forgot what they had a nickname for him, like, naked guy or whatever in Spanish. I don't know.
All I'm thinking about right now is no food, and then you show up, and they look and they go, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Where'd he get all the food?
Listen, my mother, my grandfather, my uncle all got a nice little belly on them. You know
Everyone's looking like, these fucking guys, they're hogging all the food.
These Americans. But like, so like their cousin, he only owned like 3 shirts.
3 shirts?
So it's like he'd be like shirtless all the time because he had to like, he wanted to make sure they last. So then my mother, she was like, gave like a bunch of my grandfather's shirts. She's like, we'll leave these with you.
Anything, yeah.
She left stuff with the owner or the maid at the casita, the little bread and breakfast. Yeah. But she had to hide it because if the boss found out, then she would take it and try to sell it.
Yeah.
But like she's just trying to help this woman. She's like, oh, do you want these flip flops? Do you need this? She said, oh yes, please. Do you need a suitcase? She's like, yeah. Can you leave it under the bed and had to hide it. You're like, damn, that's tough. And then when they came back, I asked my grandfather, I was like, how was he? He's like, it was okay. and then I asked, oh, do you want to go back? He's like, I'm good.
I mean, dude, so that's
tough. And I want to go. I want to experience it. I want to see it.
See the homeland.
And I want to at least connect with like whatever family we have left, so we have that connection.
Yeah.
And it's tough, but like now there's a law, I think Trump passed or whatever. There's a huge fine if you go for tourism.
Really?
Yeah, you have to like go to only visit family. You have to go on like a certain visa or whatever. So it's a lot harder now. But also like with my job, I'm like, I doubt they want me going to Cuba for a couple weeks or whatever.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Now, and I don't want to get too political because I'm not a political guy, but like knowing that you're like the communism situation over there, right? And then you hear about the people in New York who are like socialists and like borderline communists.
It's different.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I sit here and I know, because these people who live in my neighborhood go, we know communism and that shit sucks.
Yeah, they know like authoritarian.
Yeah, like wait in line for bread shit.
It's different.
Yeah.
Right? Because these guys are like democratic socialists.
Yeah.
If you're talking about like Zoran or whatever.
I mean, yeah.
They're democratic socialists, so they want to do it within the system of the United States. They're not here to overthrow. There's like Antifa who are like, yeah, we need a revolution and whatever. It's different because like that's a one party in Cuba. The one party controls everything. It's an oligarchy. So there's like a few wealthy guys that got to keep their wealth.
Yeah.
The like one of Fidel's like sons or nephews or grandsons is like stupid rich, and he just goes around dancing and doing TikToks and everything. Like I'm on the Cuba subreddit. They want to kill this motherfucker. Yeah. Like they want his head. And it's like he's just outside in his like luxury vehicle in like the slum, and he's taking doing a TikTok dance.
Yeah.
And like murder this guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It is a little different, right? But in Cuba at the time, like I talked to my grandfather about it. He's like, yeah, we thought Fidel was the solution because they were under another dictatorship.
Yeah.
On the other side.
It's like so this has got to be better, right?
This guy comes in with these ideas and everything, right? But everything gets perverted and
always.
So it's like they do have free healthcare in Cuba, but I can show you the pictures of the hospitals. They're not nice. You know what I mean? You're not going to NYU Langone. There's a reason why NYU Langone is expensive.
Yeah.
It's because it's nice as hell.
Yeah.
You're going into like, it looks like it's like tiles on the walls all the way to the ceiling.
It's like Judy's and shit.
Well, no, but I'm saying like in the hospital, it looks like bathroom tile. You know what I mean? Like almost like a prison
school
shower.
Bathroom. Okay,
like a prison shower. Or a school bathroom.
Okay.
Every room is a school bathroom, and you just got old people in beds or whatever. It's like, yeah, Yeah, they're getting free health care, but you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. I think people hear that and it's like, yo, there's a trade-off here.
100%. The thing is, the reason like things were at least stable at some point in Cuba was because the USSR was funding them.
Yeah, I know that.
So there was a lot of money going in, but once that got cut off, now you see like what's going on. They're not like a democratic.
There's no democracy.
There's no democracy. The last guy who won, the Cuban president, I don't know his name right now. He won like 98% of the vote. You know what I mean? So it's like obviously there's not free and fair elections.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Here they want more. They want more social programs that are going to support people that are falling through the cracks, which I think can help. When I think they were talking about somebody who wants like full communism, whatever. It's like
you're fucking nuts.
It's not going to happen in the U.S. at this point. This country was built to be something. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to be. I don't think you're going to be able to overthrow anything here, especially like how deep everything runs.
I hope not.
I'm just saying like how deep like the U.S. You could say it's a democracy, but it is an oligarchy.
I mean, there's a deep state of people controlling shit.
Yeah, but like for me, it's like I'm more concerned about like Palantir and like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Because like those guys are controlling everything.
I mean, they control the information that we get.
Yeah. Well, that's the entire infrastructure of the future. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like I'm more concerned about them than like Zoran. Again, also Zoran, like a lot of the stuff he's saying ain't that crazy, you know what I mean? But like to some like a conservative or somebody who came from a communist place or somewhere where they had a bad experience with that stuff, is like, oh, this guy's a communist. He wants to give us free stuff because that's what they told us last time.
Yeah.
I think a mayor is not going to do that much of a difference.
Well, my thing is like that was what my whole opinion was, and I don't know too much, so I'm really like. I'll get back to that one sec. I had someone say to me, they're like, yo, I heard on a podcast recently this and that, and I go, dude, you heard that on my podcast. I'm like, and I had no idea if that was true or not. I'm like, so please don't ever, don't tell anybody that. Exactly. So just to be clear, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. However, when I hear someone promising shit, like just promising, like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, I just go, I'm like, you're a mayor. You got to deal with fucking like the president going, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You got to deal with like 17 different levels of shit before you can get anything done. And if someone votes differently, you're like, well, it can't get done. So that's why my whole thing was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Whether you like him or don't like him, I just was like confused that like I don't believe anything anyone says on the conservative. I'm very much like I don't believe anything that you guys say. So when I hear someone promising shit, I just go, you're not sitting here going, how? You know what I'm saying?
100%. I think with some of the stuff that he's talked about, it's about like rearranging things.
Yeah.
Because like the city or the state does give money to certain supermarkets to like give free groceries or discounted groceries in different areas.
Yeah.
And it's like, do we want to pay a private business to do it, or can the city, which
help
again,
out more?
I don't know how efficient we can do it.
I don't either.
But we could probably do it for cheaper. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to pay for the same transportation costs. You know what I mean? You're doing things. I guess the government gets, they get better prices on things than a private business would get. You know
of course,
what I mean? Like if you're going to do, if FedEx or whoever, a shipping company or, a freight company wants to do work with the city of New York, they're probably going to give a better rate per mile than they would to like a one-time supermarket or whatever.
Yeah.
The thing with public transit, people already don't pay for it.
Yeah, they jumped this.
They jump the turnstile. They just step on the bus. Nobody cares. They're not going to really enforce collecting the fare, right? It's, you know what I mean? It's like, do you want to see transit as a service or is it a business? You know what I'm saying? Because like, it doesn't make money, but neither does the post office.
Yeah.
And then people are like, that's why we got to get rid of the post office. No,
it's still a good.
You need a service. It's literally like we need it. It's required. If you go to mail something and let's say you're so broke you can't afford a stamp, they'll actually have to stamp it. I think they stamp it indignant or something like that.
Oh, so they have to mail.
You have to mail it because you have a right. To
be able to mail
be able to interact with the outside world.
Yeah.
And it's like if somebody has a legal situation, they have to mail something, but because they can't afford it, you know what I mean? You don't want that barrier to be there.
I understand that.
So you want people to be able to actually have a life and like do well for themselves.
Yeah.
So I get it. How realistic is it that we're going to change the tax code in New York? And again, it's not like a huge change, but I don't care because this is the thing. Why am I trying to defend billionaires?
Well, that's the other thing.
Because also he was the only guy who's talking about New Yorkers.
The people.
Yeah, the people. I love Jewish New Yorkers. I love you.
Yeah.
On that debate stage, they asked, what is going to be your first international trip as mayor?
Yeah.
Every single person said, I'm going to Israel.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to stay here in the city of New York, and I'll meet with Jewish neighbors in their neighborhoods.
Well, that's a smart answer. I will say that.
But he's the only guy that said, I'm going to use our resources for us.
Yeah, rather than go somewhere else.
That sounds a lot like Republicans who want to say, oh, America first. He's saying New York first. And if New York first includes immigrants,
yeah,
it is, because that's who lives here.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to get too political. There's there's a lot of bad hombres out there. You know what I mean? Like, there's bad guys who aren't here legally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You hear about it all the time. Like, you know, last summer there was that girl who got assaulted in Queens in the park or whatever.
I think I remember.
I'm not trying to nitpick, because every race, every kind of person, every kind of, doesn't matter what kind of ID they have in their pocket.
Of course.
A bad person is going to do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? They're going to do.
They could be a citizen and do that shit.
Exactly. You can be a citizen and rape somebody, and you know, I'm sorry, if you're gonna grape whatever they say
I don't care.
online, or unalive somebody.
I fucking hate that, dude. I fucking hate that term. I see that shit and I go, what the fuck is happening to the English language?
It's the algorithm.
I fucking don't give a shit,
know,
dude. I'm like, fuck that.
Kill and murder are not good for the algorithm.
But yo, we grew. I'm sorry.
I know, but they care. I know, but they care about the algorithm.
Fuck the algorithm and fuck these fucking kids, dude. We grew up when the internet was a fucking wild. Still in that mindset.
I watched the cartel behead 2 people.
Yeah.
When I was like 12 or 11, and that is still with me.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Like, I can still remember their faces. One guy, they used a chainsaw. The other guy, they used a machete. It was not. The second one took a little longer. You know, it's a little long. And then I saw a video. I think it was in DR or Puerto Rico. Some guy who's like a robber or gang member or something. They tied him up in a ditch, blew his head off with a shotgun. Live leak was not good for kids.
No, see, okay, that I'm not saying murder, but I'm saying like you should. There was still
like the words.
The words, like these are fucking. I go crazy with words.
In person, people say it.
That's what I don't like.
No. I'm saying in person, most people say murder.
Yeah, I know. That's why, to me, it's like, why do we have to sanitize what you're actually going to see? We're not going to be in person together a lot. I just don't like the you're destroying, and I love words. I love language, dude. That's why we do comedy. There's something about, there's a beauty in the words. There's something, like, you use it, like, you know who does it well is Corey, where you go, he goes, what, like shooting ropes of jizz. Like, using the word ropes changes the whole thing and makes it funnier. Or, either way, I just don't like that. I'm like, unalive is not a thing. It's not, and you're doing it for the internet, but that's what everyone sees, and then that's what everyone. I can go on about this shit all fucking day.
I feel you. It's annoying.
Like, the other thing is, like, you grew up on Jackass or no?
Yeah. Literally, me and my boys would shoot. We'd do our own Jackass videos in the park, and like we would like there'd be like a bunch of like boulders or whatever going up a hill, and I would be at the top with a bunch of big rocks, and my boys would be running up the hill, and I'm just throwing these giant.
Which is great. That's fucking fun.
It was great, fun shit.
But here's the thing now, right? Jackass couldn't succeed as a show now, probably not.
Not as a show, but I think the movie would still.
The movie would still be
actually as a show. You have Netflix and all that stuff now, so I think they would get away with it. Like
if it was Johnny and all the guys, but if it was a brand new group of people, Jackass didn't exist, you'd be like, this is insane. However, on the internet, you're allowed to have a guy doing parkour at the top of a fucking tower. Like that's a lot more unsafe than paintballing guys naked.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense to me. It's like someone may die on camera on the internet, and that's.
Well, yeah, it is. I think it's also like the overcorrection with gun violence and all that. Like, because for them, they're like, oh, the murdering and paintball, but also it's like the gun. You know what I'm saying? Just the gun, thing of it. But I think they're just trying to address the wrong thing.
I know, man, but
because they know these kids, like, bro, they make things literally like addictive on purpose. Yeah. Like Coco Melon was like designed.
What the fuck is Coco Melon?
Coco Melon is like they do like little kids animated videos on YouTube.
Okay.
Like I want to say like Baby Shark is not Coco Melon.
Okay.
But like something like that.
Okay.
But it's like 3D animated, like crappy kind of animation, like the first Shrek movie, like not great 3D models.
Got it.
But they had like they cut it every like 5 seconds. It's a new scene. You know what I mean? Like
because it'll keep them engaged.
Keeps you engaged. They have certain words and certain things. Like they know how to get your kids addicted to this shit. Same thing is true with the swipe. The doom scrolling on social media.
Dude.
So I think they're trying to they're not trying to address that they know what they're doing is inherently bad. So like, hey, we're not gonna have the bad words. So that when we do brainwash your kids, we're not brainwashing them with murder and violence. We're brainwashing them with dances.
Yeah, with what will make us money.
Exactly. Blue Chew
Yeah.
is what your children need. But you can't talk about sex, but Blue Chew.
That's the fucking dude. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm an idiot. I'm not using the internet well. I'm using it the way I like to use it, which I'm like, fuck you. I'll just post whatever I want. But they'll dock it. They'll be like, all right, this is not going to go to the top of the list. But I mean, we're all addicted, dude.
Yeah, dude. I posted like 3 minutes from my Buddha festival set.
Yeah.
And it's like, my opening 3 minutes of my set.
Yeah.
And talking about my dad and teaching him what retard and the spectrum and whatever. And they took the audio off.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't know. I'm like, it's not because I was cursing. Because, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But then they left up recently. I don't know. Maybe somebody reported that first one. And now I posted the mayoral bit. And I'm talking about Curtis Lewa and the Guardian Angels. And I'm like, nobody's getting raped on this train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, they didn't have a problem with that. It's fine. You know what I mean?
Dude,
so it's like, but also that's like later in the joke. So maybe that's because
they
like
just, it didn't
outside
pick
of a
it
minute,
up.
maybe. I don't know. I'm not good with that stuff. But you see the people who are getting booked and are being successful are like, they got good social media.
They got great social media. They got the followers.
They treat it like a job. You know what I mean? And it's like, I hate, like I love you guys. When you and Gerbo put those little videos up.
Yeah, you hate them, I'm sure.
Gay! You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100. That's I know. I'm very much aware.
100%. When I do anything, I'm like, this feels so gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, but it's like that. It's the fifth grader inside of you. You know what I mean?
Always.
Like, if I saw myself doing this, I'd be like, yo, you're so cringe. You're such a loser.
Kill yourself.
But at the same time, it's like, no, fuck that. You know what I mean?
This
like,
is part
who
of my
cares?
job now.
This
It's
is
like
what I
whatever.
gotta do. But also, it's like, it's funny. If I'm gonna do something funny, I'm gonna put it out there. You know?
That's the thing. Well, back in the day, in my 20s, I would have been like, no chance. I can't do this. I'm too scared. Now I'm like, I'm 31. I go, it's probably more pathetic at 31 because I'm like screaming into my camera.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, I'll do it my way, this way, with this job. What I want to do. And if a couple people like it, I go, all right, then it's outside of my friends, because I know a lot of the comics will just like shit because they're trying to help each other out.
Yeah.
But I go, okay, even if I don't think it was that funny, other people enjoyed it. They commented with a laughing face emoji. I said, okay, so I guess I helped someone, even though in doing this, I'm like, this is fucking garbage, dude.
Yeah,
garbage.
But it is still, it's like a good muscle to flex.
You have to.
You know what I mean? Because that stuff is like the most important now. I don't know. I've talked to people who are like do spots at Broadway and the Cellar, and it's like the Stand will likes to book people with followers.
I know that.
That's what they told me. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not trying to say I'm any day now I could get booked at the Stand. If only I had the followers. I'm not close to that. I'm just saying there's a trend. You know what I mean? And
of
it's
course.
Like you got to be able to stand on your 2 feet by yourself. They want to make sure you move tickets. That's the biggest thing at the end of the day. And it makes sense. You got to be able to sell tickets.
I get it.
So people with social media sell tickets.
I know. I fucking know. And that's
You know what I mean?
then you see, but there's people though who get up and you see them with the following, and their stand up is garbage.
Well, that's the thing. You got people who are just like they're TikTokers, you know what I mean? And they're trying to do stand up, or they're trying to make.
So you did it wrong.
They're trying to make money off their thing. But then you see people who are TikTokers who are also still grinding with the stand up.
Killers, yeah.
And you're like, good for them because they're figuring it out. You know what I mean? They got to put the time in. I'm nobody. You know what I mean?
Me too.
If we're gonna be honest, I've been doing it consistently for almost a year.
Oh, really? I thought it was longer, honestly.
I had been doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, every other week or like once a month, twice a month.
Yeah.
Not really taking it seriously. And I was going to like shitty open mics at like up in Westchester. You know what I mean? Like, and it was not great, but it was just convenient. So essentially, how I got into it was I met this kid at I met this guy at the dog park, because our dogs liked each other or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, my son is into stand-up. And he called him, and the dude came out immediately.
No way.
Yeah, shout out Alex. And dude just runs out there, like, not Naruto run, but he should have. But he's like, hey. And I was like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? He's like, yeah, I have an open mic at my college. And you should come by. We have a show next week.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, sick. I'll come check it out. And I went and checked it out. And it was just like, everybody did 5 minutes. It was like a Buddha show, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
It's all college students, you know what I mean? Just kids. And then, like, one of his dad's friends went up there and did 5 minutes. It was just, like, chill.
Fun, yeah.
They were fun, but they had, like, 50 people in the auditorium.
That's crazy. That's nice.
So I'm like, damn. It's like it was a theater, like a smaller theater on the college campus.
Yeah.
And so I was like, damn, all right. And I see these guys up there, and I'm like, I'm funnier than that.
Yeah.
You're like, I could do that.
Yeah.
So then I started going, and it was like every week or every other week or whatever.
Then
and I kind of did that for a few months.
Yeah.
And then I met Jay. Somebody I met at the college took me to an open mic, like in Rockland County.
Okay.
And that's where I met Jay and Mike Minari and Steve Badinelli.
The whole crew, yeah.
I met those boys. Shout out to the Hudson Valley Whites. That's what I call them. And my lower Hudson Valley Whites.
HVW.
Yeah, you got to love it. And they were like, yo, you got to check out Judy Z's. This is a good mic. And that was it.
That's where I think I met you there.
Yeah. We met I've met all you guys essentially at Judy Z's.
Yeah, man.
That's why I love that mic. That's like the mic I hit every week. Like if I can't do anything else, I'm hitting Judy Z's.
I agree with that. It's
unless
a good
like
one.
I'm sick or I'm like I have plans.
Yeah.
And shout out Alex. Shout out Steve.
Yeah, Brainstorm Comedy.
Gotta love them. And but yeah, from there I was like kind of doing it like I had to get after. You know what I mean? I'm doing it 2-3 times a week. Then you ramp it up a little bit. And then now, like I said, I slow back down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's like, again, like that thing, you're like, once you start getting booked on shows, you kind of like get a little complacent.
Sometimes.
Like, oh, I'm good. I'm getting my time. I'm getting minutes in.
It's never.
It's like, no, you got to be working on new stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about Judy Z's is like, I'm going to see the same guys every week, so I got to write something new. You know what I mean? I can't come in here with the same jokes every week and like trying to work it, you know what I mean, with the same guys.
Of course, no, because we heard this. All right, go ahead.
Exactly.
And
they're not going to give me a laugh. You know what I mean? They're just gonna be like,
and that's what the other rooms are for. Like you can go work on the shit that you said to
Exactly.
Judy Z's. Do you were saying it before, but you don't go. You're more like you write it down and you stick to the script.
No, I go off.
You go off the cuff.
I
you have
go
an
off
idea.
the cuff on most. I have an idea of what I want to say, or like I'll think of like a punchline or something like that.
And then you work into it.
Yeah, or like a premise, but like I'll have like bullets of like what I want to go through.
Yeah.
Usually, if I have like a bit that's like, oh, I thought about like a couple of funny tags or whatever, then that's when I'm trying to like remember those.
Yeah.
But usually, I'm just trying to go off the
Off
energy.
the cuff.
Yeah, off the cuff, but not like, oh, I didn't prepare.
You've thought about it.
I've thought about it. Like I wrote, like I had this idea. I'm like, oh, that would be funny, and I just jotted down real quick.
Yeah.
And I kind of think about it throughout the week or throughout the day, or whatever. And then I'm like, all right, let me try it this way, and then you just feel it out. And then I'll try to do it again. I'm like, oh, it worked again. Let me try it again.
And then you switch a couple things up here and there.
Yeah, and then that's the thing I'm bad about is sometimes like if a joke doesn't work the first or second time, I'll just drop it.
I've had that situation before.
And it's like, fuck. But it's like now I'll go back and kind of rework it where it's like, now I got a couple shows. I got, you know what I mean?
Well, the other thing about that is also is that if you go back and rework it, you'll find that like when you put it away for a little bit, I think you come back with fresh eyes.
Exactly.
Or if you put it down, you're like, I just kind of said that because I needed something new to say, and I don't really give a shit about that joke.
Yeah,
that's the other thing.
Exactly. I think it's just like when you need something new, or you're like, hey, that was something. Let me see if I can.
You do it a couple times.
Try.
Nah.
But I feel you. But if we're being honest, I didn't start doing shows until January, like the last 6 months.
Oh, nice, dude.
So like things have picked up. People think I'm funny.
I saw, dude. I was looking at your thing, dude. I was like, this fucking guy. I've been saying it to Joe. I mean, we would unfortunately our schedules conflicted. We're gonna have you on another show, but
no, of course. And me and Jay have been slacking a little bit with ours.
No, this summertime sucks, dude. No one's coming to shows right now.
Yeah, it's a little tough, but we're gonna do some more stuff in the fall. We're excited,
But yeah, man. How long we been going? What the fucking time is it? 1:20. Are you coming to the stand?
I don't think so.
No?
I gotta get back uptown.
Do you think? All right, man.
I could give you a ride if you want.
No, I don't want you to have to fucking do it. I'm gonna hop on the train.
Okay.
Dude, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having
me. This has been fun.
You.
Didn't feel like a fucking hour, 20 minutes just passed. I felt like we were just. I could keep going. I got to get the fuck out of here.
It's all right. I get it. You have my favorite white guys on the pod. You go to the beach.
Dude,
I mean? And he has me up here. He gives me fucking instant coffee like an asshole. And then. No, I'm kidding.
I gave him instant coffee because he's Cuban, all right? That's why.
And it wasn't even Cuban.
It was Trader Joe's. It's the whitest shit.
The worst!
I have Cafe Bustelo, but I ran out of it.
It's all good.
That shit is pretty good.
I had some this morning. It's okay.
You did?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
it's
like
all I drink.
Fucking jet fuel.
Yeah, it's all I drink.
Dude, it's the best.
At work, when I do the 2 shots of espresso.
What do you do, by the way?
I sell nuts and bolts for planes.
That's right, you did.
That's the simple way of saying it.
That's the most wild
That's
job.
the simplest way I can say it. It's just, I got into it. I did a lot of sales jobs. I used to be a porter in a building. I was a doorman. I sold big and tall clothes.
So what do you know about Boeing, dude? Tell me.
I know a lot about Boeing.
Tell me, dude. How fucked
this.
up are they? They're
no, they're fine. Boeing's cool. The planes that are crashing, it's like, I can sell you the parts, but if you don't screw in the bolt, you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't close the door, it's like, gonna open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can only do so much, No,
I won't even. We won't go.
But like with the Alaska Airlines thing, they're like, oh, it was a Boeing. It's like, Okay, but Boeing doesn't maintain the aircraft. That's what I'm saying. It's on the airline.
The other thing I was reading about the planes is that there was this thing that they didn't tell about the pilots. Like there was this like feature that like the plane starts to
that's
the Max 7 or Max 8.
The Max
dude, that to me was
737 Maxes.
Yeah,
those were that was something else because they put something it was like a sensor that it would keep the nose down when they're climbing so that it would help them not stall, but then they didn't train them properly.
They didn't tell them.
So then when the people crash in the plane, he was like, oh, it's because they went to some bullshit flying school in Thailand or something. And they're like, he learned in the United States. He has his license in the U.S. Yeah,
and it's like the plane literally they couldn't lift it back up, and I'm like, dude,
it's because they were literally fighting. They had to fight the plane.
Yeah, the plane was going, no, we know what it's doing, and then the pilot's like, no, we're gonna crash.
Yeah, we need to climb, and it's like, no, push the nose down. So it's like they're trying to pull up, and then the plane is like, oh, our angle's too high, and then just starts pulling them down.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah,
dude, there was a point.
It's like lane keep. Imagine lane keep assist.
Legit, and it's going. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
And they didn't tell you.
Yeah, that's how do you not?
Imagine you're trying to change lanes without signaling. See, the car doesn't know, and it's just like, nope.
You're like, what the fuck is going on here? There was a point where I was looking. I mean, I don't travel that much, but where I was looking up what plane. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be flying here. They'll tell you what aircraft.
Yeah, I like Airbuses. I'm not gonna lie.
I fuck with Airbus.
There's nothing wrong with the Boeings now because a lot of them aren't the Maxes, but even the Maxes that are out now, they fixed it. You know what I mean? It's all because that happened in like 2016 that they actually pulled the Maxes off the market.
Some Alaska and United, I think, are still using.
No, they still use them. But what I'm trying to say
is
they
fixed that little thing.
They fixed it, and they've either put out new 737 Maxes. It's because the reason they made it was because so they didn't have to. I'm not gonna get it.
No, I know exactly
why.
Watch
the documentary.
I watched the documentary. I know exactly why. They basically were able to like to save fuel, but they put it.
They wanted to make a new aircraft without having to get it recertified by the FAA, which would take a long time. So they're like, hey, we're just gonna rework the 737. And make it lighter and more efficient.
More fuel efficient,
fuel efficient. Then they put things in there. So, not everything worked out. From the people I work with, it's fine. But
no, I know. You selling nuts and bolts, not fucking.
Yeah, I'm not selling like the big stuff, but it's like I do like the maintenance.
Yeah.
Like whatever you need for maintenance, chemicals, tape, sealants, glue, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just sell parts, you know what I
mean? Yeah.
It's like the parts department at your local dealership, but for a plane.
Yeah.
Or a helicopter, stuff like that.
You were telling me the helicopter has like one, isn't it like the one thing, like if that nut isn't tight on it, what the fuck is it called? Is that you?
I'm not sure. Maybe it was somebody else, but yeah, I know you mean like the one for the propellers.
Yeah, like that's there's like one.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a fire hydrant.
One turn, that's it.
What I'm saying. But that's with everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you have 6 lug nuts on your wheel, but for a helicopter they only do the one because it's like one rod down the middle.
I'm scared of helicopters.
Listen, if you don't get some little bullshit one, you know what I mean?
Chances are you're fine.
But yeah, why are you gonna get a helicopter?
I don't want to see the city from the sky. I don't give a fuck.
I see the city from the sky when I fly out of the city and when I fly back in. I take a video and I'm like, hey Ma, there you are. You know what I mean? Hey, there's the park. You know what I mean? That's where my dog takes his shit every day. But yeah, it's fun. Again, with that stuff, I don't know. I do a lot of stuff for companies like, FedEx, you know what I mean? Like, their planes, they need to like maintain them. They need carpets for the plane.
You never see those planes go down.
No, I mean, there was one recently that they had emergency landing in Newark, but it was because birds went in the engine.
That's fine. That happens.
But again, like those planes are cargo. So it's like, have people on it all the time.
Yeah, if it crashes, you just got to worry about people on ground.
Yeah, or like the people flying it. But even
it's 2 of them.
It's only 2. But yeah, with that stuff, it's really like they crack down on a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a lot safer now. But the thing with Boeing, the change with the company, they talk about it in the thing, is like when they got bought out by, I think, McDonnell Douglas.
That's right.
They kind of lost that family feel. But that's a lot of businesses are happening now.
I mean, it's everything.
Everybody's getting bought out by, big money.
Giant, and they're like, fuck it, whatever.
Exactly.
How can we make more?
Exactly. It's all about the bottom line at the end of the day. But then you see the stuff with the guy who killed himself or whatever.
Oh, the whistleblower.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That stuff's crazy. The guy, he could have been just like at his wit's end or whatever, but it's weird. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about that stuff. So it's like, I don't know nothing.
I had a joke about that. But it was one of the first good jokes I did where OJ died and the Boeing thing was happening.
Yeah.
And the whistleblower died. And I was like, I'm like, OJ must have been working for Boeing or something. Like, it was like, well, I was trying to tie the two together. It was fucking stupid. But
no, yeah, his ex-wife must have been the whistleblower.
Yeah, dude.
No, that's funny. I mean, again, I don't know what's going on with that stuff, Some stuff you can talk about. There's some stuff that's cool. Like you sell parts for like very important planes or very important people. You know? I can't get into who.
Of course,
you know,
of course.
You can assume who I'm talking about.
Of course, yeah.
The most important people in the country. And, you know, that kind of stuff. You're like, oh, wow, that's cool. You know
of
what I mean?
course.
Or you sell a fuel filter for something, and it's like, oh, this is one of those refueling planes. You know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know, it's cool. But you don't get the inside scoop on stuff. Like we get stuff. It's like, oh yeah, this is for this plane, but you don't know where it's going. You don't
of course. I mean, how the fuck could you? You know?
You're like, oh yeah, just ship it to our location and wherever, and then we'll take care of it from there.
Of course.
So a lot of stuff is like that. You know, you sell stuff to other countries. You sell parts to like maintenance facilities in Turkey or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like crazy stuff. It's weird, but it's cool because it's like a new thing every day. You know what I mean? It's always something new.
See, that's the part that's exciting.
Yeah. I like it. You know, what I mean, everybody's pretty chill. You know, they're pretty supportive. The people who know about the comedy, they're pretty cool about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they like it. And sometimes they're like, oh, yeah, some dude came up to me, this guy, he's cool. But he's like, oh, you came up on my TikTok feed. I'm like, oh,
no
shit,
fucking way.
Because I have that one, the clip that got pulled off Instagram.
Yeah.
On my TikTok. He's like, oh, that was funny, man. He was like the good stuff. I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. So it's good that people are chill about it.
That's nice. Yeah, that's really nice.
It's a good place to work. You know what I mean? I like it. They pay for lunch every day, which
that's
is nice.
fucking nice.
They provide lunch. So that's great. The only thing is like the drive, you know what I mean? Because it's in Westchester.
Yeah.
So I got to drive. It's not bad going home from work, you know what I mean? Going to and from work.
Yeah.
But like coming down into the city for comedy is a pain in the ass sometimes.
It is.
It's like an hour,
dude,
to get to
I have
the
the same.
So
that's why I'm hitting the late night shit. I'm like, there's no traffic. I'm like, I'll just fucking do it.
Yeah, I respect that. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, I got to be up early the next day. That's the thing. It's like I would do the late night stuff if I wasn't up so early. Or if
what time you wake up?
I mean, I'm up at like 5:50.
Oh, that's early. Yeah.
So, you know, I got to walk the dog, make sure everybody's good, and then I go to work. I start work a little early, you know, but it's good. I like it. You know what I mean? Everything. Thank God. I'm happy. I'm happy I got a job in this economy. You know?
Me too, man. Me too.
It's tough.
All right, man. We're going to cut it. Danny, thank you for coming, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Check me out.
What's your socials?
Instagram, Danny Hallinan. First name, last name, no spaces in between. It's spelled below.
Yeah, I'll spell it.
And shout out Bohemian Underground. It's the show I produce with Jay Cervedio. We'll have shows coming up. We'll have Harrison and Gerbo on there. A lot of the comics you see on this podcast are going to be coming through. So
that's right.
Good.
Thank you guys for watching. Danny, you're the fucking man, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely.